Hello and welcome to the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for co-op news and playthroughs. And today I'm playing through Marvel Champions. It's Friday. Oh my gosh. This has been such an exciting day. I have played through the course of the day and late last night. I played all 4 of the new heroes. This is the final one. I have not had a chance to play Colossus yet. So for those of you first joining us, I do these first playthrough videos. I have been avoiding spoilers for months and months, trying to give you my initial reaction. Now with that comes a little bit of a caveat in that maybe I'll mess up some rules because it is my first time playing through this hero, so please bear with me. This is not meant to be a rules tutorial. It's really meant to be a what's cool and new about this hero situation, so please learn this hero with me. I know earlier I made not necessarily a Shadowcat rules mistake, but somebody pointed out to me that Shadowcat doesn't have to switch from solid form to her phased form. She does have to switch from phase to solid when she attacks or defends, but she didn't have to switch when she attacks on solid form. So I learned something today too while I'm doing these videos. So please, if you spot any mistakes, let me know. Please feel free to chat with me too. But I am super excited. 4 new heroes, 5 new scenarios all in one day. Today you're going to get, from me, you're going to get Shadowcat and Colossus here on this streaming channel. And on our main channel tomorrow, our one-stop co-op shop without the streamed at the end, you're going to get Phoenix and Cyclops. So I just finished my Cyclops playthrough. I do need to edit both of those videos, but they will be up tomorrow and ready for you to see. Also, if you come back here tonight, 10 p.m., we are going to be playing the first of the scenarios in the campaign as well. And we're going to be doing that with starter packs as well. It's going to be Mary and I tonight. So yes, thank you for joining us and thank you for coming. All right, so let's learn a little bit about Colossus. Oh, and my disclaimer as always, I am playing this on Tabletop Simulator, but I own everything. In fact, I scanned everything up here to get this fully playable deck to play out here on day 1. So yes, I do own everything that I show, but I do think it's easier to see what's going on. I think it's easier to zoom in if you are on Tabletop Simulator. Now, this card is a bad example, but I promise you the rest of these cards are perfectly scanned and don't have the readability issues. But I just think it's easier to read things on Tabletop Simulator. So let's learn a little bit about Colossus. Well, first thing I notice is 4 recovery, 6 hand size, 14 hit points. So very nice hit point pool and recovery. Setup, search your deck for a copy of Organic Steel and add it to your hand. So you do that after your mulligan. You do all setup things after your mulligan. So I will do that in a minute. Aspiring Artist response. After you change to this form, shuffle a Colossus card from your discard pile into your deck. And that seems to be an X-Man thing. They definitely have you doing stuff with your discard pile more than I've seen in the past. So this is my 4th of 4 heroes. I can say that pretty confidently at this point. Ooh, hand size of 4 on this side. Well, hopefully there's something to compensate for that because not great stat line either. 1, 2, 2 is a fine stat line, but nothing to write home about. Colossus can have an additional tough status card, and this is his big thing. He's going to get tough cards. I have not played him. I've avoided all spoilers, but I will say I played in a game with him, and I've heard enough people talk about him. You can't avoid all the talk. That said he does tough thing. He likes getting tough cards, and that's kind of his shtick. Steel Skin. After you change to this form, give Colossus a tough status card. So that's nice. So you don't start with any tough status cards, but you do get one when you flip up. So very cool. I like being tough. So let's go ahead and draw our 6-card hand and see what we got. We got Organic Steel. So search your deck for a copy of Organic Steel. So because it's in my hand, if I discard it, I will not get to search for it. So I'm just going to keep it in my hand because obviously I'm assuming it's good, or it wouldn't be something that they force you to get at the beginning of the game. Hero response. After a tough status card is discarded from Colossus, exhaust this card and remove a steel counter from it. Give Colossus a tough status card. All right, so it's a way to get those tough status cards back twice throughout the game. So it's basically 2 tough status cards for 2 costs. That's pretty good. All right, so upgrade. Training. Attached to an X-Men ally. Max 1 training upgrade per ally. Attached ally gets plus 3 hit points. Nice. Keeps those allies around a little bit longer. Powerful punch. Hero interrupt. Attack. Defense. When an enemy initiates an attack, deal 4 damage to that enemy. That means you do the damage before they do, which is good against minions a lot of times too, because that'll knock them out before they even get to attack. Perseverance. After you change form, give your hero a tough status card. Well, yes, please, and thank you. Works very well. That's Colossus' basic ability, but also this will give him a second one if I play it on turn 1, so I like that. Oh, here's Shadowcat. So we have the playthrough already up on the channel. You can see my playthrough of her, but what does she do? She ignores guard and patrol keywords and any crisis icons. So, which is exactly what her character does as well. She costs 3. That's pretty good stat line right there for 3 costs. It's a signature ally. Armor up, alter ego, interrupt. When the villain activates, change to hero form. Huh. So, I guess this lets you flip down, draw a bigger hand size, and then still flip back over? Maybe even heal, then flip back over. All right, I like that. I don't like it in my starting hand, so we'll get rid of that. I want to get Shadowcat out, but she seems very expensive when I also need to get out this Organic Steel card. I don't care about buffing my allies right now. When the enemy initiates an attack, again, great for protection, but not necessarily right now. After you change form, get tough. That's pretty good. I'm not going to be able to afford all this, though. Even if I get a double resource, the odds of me playing... Well, all right. I'm going to get rid of this and hope for a double resource, and maybe I can play both of those cards. So I could draw 4 more cards. I would have get 1 more, because I would get Organic Steel, but guess what? I already got it. Okay. Ooh. P-I-O-T-R. Piotr's Studio. So Piotr Rasputin is his name. I know I'm not pronouncing that right, but he is a studio. Apparently he's a painter. Exhaust Piotr Studio. Discard cards from your deck until you discard a Colossus card. Add that card to your hand. So it's a way to increase your hand size on your alter ego side. If I have nothing better to do, that might be a good thing to do here. After you change form, give yourself a tough. Okay, I kind of like that. The villain attacks you, remove 4 threat from the main scheme. So it's a way to get rid of threat as a protection hero, which I kind of like. Play only if your identity has the X-Men trait, so it's Mutants Protectors. Defense, when an enemy attacks, put an X-Man ally into play from your hand. Exhaust it and declare it as the defender for the attack. Huh. Only costs 1. You get an ally in for 1 cost. That is pretty special, let me tell you. Getting an ally in, even if it's just for a chump, for 1 cost, is pretty darn good. Now, you do have to declare them as the defender, but still, if they have a when enters play effect or whatever else, yeah, that's really good. If Shadowcat had a when enters play effect, I might even consider holding it to play, instead of doing what I'm going to do. But I'm going to do Organic Steel. Let's start with that. Mutant Protector is good, but sorry, bait and switch. Mutant Protectors is going to put Organic Steel into play. That gets 2 counters on it. And just a reminder, after a tough status card is discarded from Colossus, exhaust it and remove a steel counter from it. Give Colossus another tough card. All right, and then I'm gonna put my studio into play. So I'll use Shadowcat to put my studio into play, and I will go ahead and exhaust it to discard cards from my deck until I discard a Colossus card, and then I get that card. Ooh, the X-Jet. Let's see what this is. It's a resource. Exhaust the X-Jet. Generate a wild resource for a player whose identity has the X-Men trait. So it's a little expensive. It's 3 cost, but it kind of works like a Quinn Carrier and a Helicarrier at the same time, because you get a wild resource, not just reduce the cost. But the difference is you can do it for anybody with X-Men, which is similar to Quinn Carrier, although Quinn Carrier isn't limited to who you can give it to. Pretty cool, but not a Colossus card. We got Genius with the new artwork. That's Beast on there. Here you go. Made of Rage. Superpower. Hero up. When you make a basic attack, discard a tough status card from your hero to get +6 attack and overkill? Well, I was going to give myself Perseverance tough, but nope. After you change form, give your hero. Yeah, no. I am going to make myself Rage. That seems way better. All right, so when you flip up, just a reminder, you get tough. Response: after you change form, give Colossus tough. I mean, I feel like I got to do this. I mean, I know it's turn 1, but come on. You got this guard in front of me. We're going to attack him. Using this Made of Rage superpower. So it's +6 attack. So it's 8 attack. I'm going to get rid of tough, but then I get it back because of organic steel. Exhaust this card and remove. Okay. So that's 8 attack with overkill. So 3 there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goes to the boss. Seems good. By the way, I'm playing against Klaw. Guess I should have pointed that out. Yeah. So playing against Klaw. Yep, I put the minion into play for that. Klaw gets an extra boost card, which with tough doesn't seem to matter as much, but I'm pretty happy with everything that just happened there. All right, I am going to discard this card here. I'm going to draw my 4 cards, and bulletproof protector, hero action. All right, let's ready up, draw up. Discard a tough status card from your hero to choose. Give your hero 2 tough status cards for 1, or you could ready your hero. Huh. Yep. All right. Defensive energy. When you would spend this card to play a defensive event, draw a card. Powerful punch, which is attack defense. When an enemy initiates an attack, deal 4 damage to them. Steel fist. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. You may discard a tough status card from your hero to stun and confuse that enemy. What? Oh my gosh. Holy moly, that is good. Alright, so getting rid of toughs is tough, but holy cow, I am liking these cards so far. Alright, well, it's not my turn, it's the enemy's turn, but I certainly need to have a tough status to get this bulletproof protector. I do have organic steel here to protect that 1 tough I have, so I think I'm alright. Alright, so we got 1 here, and then Klaw is going to attack. Klaw attacks for 0 with 2 boost cards. I am just going to take it. The boost cards are both star actions. Exhaust each ally you control. Well, I don't have any. And this activation deals damage to you. Exhaust your hero, which it doesn't, because it actually does 0 damage. So it's 0 plus 2 boosts, which were both 0. So it does 0 damage. Let's see what tough says again, because I might not even have to get rid of it. The next time this character would take any amount of damage, discard the status card instead. I don't think 0 is an amount of damage. I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that is not the case. So I think it took 0 damage, so I don't get rid of tough. I don't get rid of organic steel. All of that worked out pretty well. All right, so let's see. Oh, my obligation. You know, this is the first obligation I've actually pulled in these playthroughs. Little spoiler for tomorrow. Give to the Piotr Rasputin character. You may flip to alter ego form and choose. Exhaust yourself to remove homesick from the game. Probably going to do that. Or discard this card and each tough status card from your identity. If you discard no tough status cards this way, this card gains surge. Nope. We'll flip, we'll exhaust, and I am no longer homesick. That is a pretty standard traditional one. There's one, Phoenix has one. If you want to see a crazy obligation card, wait till you see Phoenix. Maybe I'll play her tonight just to get a chance to even get that craziness to happen. Okay, so I am done over here. When I flip up, I actually gain a tough status card. Is this a... No, this is not a force response. It's a hero response. So let's do this. This is interesting. So I'm going to flip up. I'm going to get a second tough. Then... I guess I do this. Discard a tough status card to ready your hero. Now, what does this say? After a tough status card is discarded. But what's this do? This stuns and confuses an enemy. Yeah, I'd like to do that. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. You may discard a tough from your hero to stun and confuse that enemy. So let's do that. So I'm going to pay 2. 1, 2. To do 5 damage, which seems good, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to discard a tough. Just discarding it, not using this to save it. To put stunned and confused. Oh my gosh. That is a little silly. Then I'm going to use this bulletproof protector here to discard a tough status card to give you 2 tough status cards. So I discard this one to get this one and this one for free. Seems good. Oh, I could have done this when I was face down. I probably should have, but I didn't, so I'm not going to worry about it because honestly, I had exact hand to play those cards, so actually maybe I wouldn't have done that. But I am going to use that studio here in the future, hopefully very soon. All right, so let's ready up. Let's draw up. We only get 4 cards, but wow. The 4 cards we're getting, Organic Steel. Oh, it's another Organic Steel. So wait. After you change this form, wait, what? Search your deck for a copy of Organic Steel. Oh. Apparently, I could have had a second copy from the very start. Good thing to know. 2 copies of Organic Steel in the deck. Even if you have 1 in hand, there is another one that you might be able to get. So I would have had 1 extra resource on turn 1. It's okay. I didn't get it. Again, this is a learning experience for all of us. So good to know. I had a second Organic Steel. Attached to an ally. I haven't even seen an ally in this deck yet. The villain attacks. Remove 4 threat from the main scheme. It's a hero action. I could get them to do that. This is not a defensive event, though. It's just a thwarting event. All right, well, we'll see what we're going to do because, yeah, that's been some not great stuff. But I do plan on flipping down anyway at some point. So we're going to add 1 threat to this scheme here, and then we are going to have Klaw try to attack us, but Klaw is stunned, so that's not going to happen. And now we draw an encounter card. Radioactive Man. I'm radioactive. I'm radioactive. All right, so force response. After Radioactive Man attacks you, discard a card at random from your hand. Well, I don't like that even a little bit. So there's that. I'm not very good at thwarting. I could punch Klaw and just advance Klaw, but I think bad things happen. Well, let's remind myself what happens. When revealed, search the encounter pile for the Immortal Klaw. Reveal it. You know, I do have a card to thwart now. Maybe I just do that. Maybe that's the right answer. All right, I'm going to punch Klaw in the face for 2 damage. I'm then going to advance Klaw, which unfortunately I can't hit the button anymore because I just messed that up. So he gets 18 hit points. Oops. Not 18 threat on the main scheme. That would be bad. So there's 18 hit points. So search for Immortal Klaw. Let's do that. Which has 3 per player. But it also gives him plus 10 hit points. So up to 28 hit points, which is great. Shuffle the encounter deck. When Klaw attacks, give him additional boost card. We got it. Okay. Now Klaw is confused though, and I would like to, let me do this. The villain attacks you and remove 4 threat from the main scheme. I think I'm actually going to do that. I want to hold on to Organic Steel. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Protective Training to pay for Bait and Switch. Bait and Switch says the villain attacks you and then remove 4 threat from the main scheme. So the villain does attack 1 plus 2 boost cards, which are put the weapons runner into play, engage with you, and nothing on that one. All right, then I can remove 4. I don't think it says from the main scheme. Oh, it does say from the main scheme. Well, that's stupid because I can't remove from the main scheme, so never mind. We're not doing that. See, I told you at the beginning mistakes would be made. Yeah, no, that doesn't even make any sense. I can't remove threat from the main scheme because this side scheme is here, so clearly can't do that. Let's shuffle up the Klaw deck, and Shadows of the Past is coming because, of course it will, when I make a Colossal Blunder. Get it? Colossal Blunder? Huh? Alright, wasn't that good. Alright, I'm going to flip down because the enemy is confused right now. Seems like as good a time as any to flip down. So let's go ahead and flip down, and we are going to use my studio. Discard cards from your deck until you discard a Colossus card. Let's do that. One. Well, I should probably be looking at these since we're trying to learn the deck. Powerful Punch. When enemy initiates attack, deal 4 damage to that enemy. We've seen that. Mutant Protectors. Play only when an enemy attacks. Put an X-Man ally into play from your hand. All right. All right, Bait and Switch. We just saw that. Well, that was, Armored Up. All right, so I do get this. When the villain activates against activates, change to hero form. So I could change to hero form. I don't really want to do that though. I mean, it's a really good card to, again, get that 6-card hand size, and even more because you got your studio, so even a 7-card hand size. Although I guess technically you'd only have a 6-card hand size because you could only do that on your turn. But anyway, it's a good card, but unfortunately, just there's not a whole lot in this hand that is very useful for me right now. So what I am going to do is I am going to go ahead and spend 1, 2 to put in another organic steel. Reminder, there are 2 in your deck. Good thing to know. Oh man, when I flip up, I'm gonna get another tough status card, which I don't even need. Wow, I'm swimming in them, swimming in tough. I'm gonna get rid of both of these cards. First of all, to get through my deck faster, but second of all, I haven't seen an ally yet. Come on, allies, where are you? Shuffle up. Let's get some allies up to the top there. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and add 2 threat to the main scheme because of Immortal Claw. We're gonna have another one. The villain would try to scheme against us, but cannot. We are 1 or 2 away from this popping, and you know, Radioactive Man is going to add 1 to it. So it's now up to 5, and let's draw our encounter card. Oh, I guess I should ready up and draw up as well. There's not really any cards I'd want to do. Man, these are really good cards. All right, so let's see what we're doing here. Encounter card time. He's radioactive. All right, 1 revealed. In Alter Ego, Claw heals 4 damage. If no damage was healed this way, the card gains Surge. Well, no damage is healed because I just knocked him out. This card gains Surge. Attached to Claw. Claw gains Retaliate 1. After this character is attacked, deal 1 damage to the attacker. Spend that 1 of each resource to discard this card. Well, okay then. By the way, have any of you out in the chat had a chance to play with any of the new heroes yet? What are your thoughts on them? I'd love to hear it. The only fair identity is when any attacks, put X-Men in play. All right, Polaris. After Polaris enters play, give an X-Men character a tough status card. Well, again, not totally useful right now. I need to spend some of these toughs first. Perseverance. After you change form, give your hero the tough status form. Steel Fist. Deal 5 damage to an enemy. You may also discard a tough status card from your hero to stun and confuse the enemy. Yeah, I like that. Although that is my only fist right now. To get rid of this Retaliate. But you know what? Well, Retaliate's tough when you have so many tough status cards. Yeah, so I might have to do that, which stinks. Yeah, but I got Maid of Rage also. When you make a basic attack, discard a tough status card from your hero to get +6 for the attack and Overkill, which actually that would let me get rid of Radioactive Man and deal damage to Claw without taking Retaliate. Maybe I do that and pray to get what I need next turn. That seems like a terrible idea. That seems like a very, very stupid idea. Well, let's go ahead and do this and discard cards until we get one. Ooh, Strength with new art. Steel Fist. So now I have 2 Steel Fists, which means I can discard 1 of each. Yes. That means I won't be getting Polaris in. I really need to do something about this threat here. I don't really get rid of threat very well. All right, so I flip over. I get a tough status card, but no, I don't. Okay, I am going to discard 1 of each. So that is my Fist. That is my Mental. And this is my Energy to get rid of this Retaliate because that seems terrible. I don't like that. So I have a choice here. I can punch the boss for 8, or I can punch the boss for 8 and then, because it's +6, and then 5 more. So that would be a lot. Or I can get rid of Radioactive Man, discard a card at random from your hand. I don't love that, but I also don't love, like, wasting 6 attack or 7 attack to kill stupid Radioactive Man who only does 1 damage. Wait, after he attacks you. Yeah. All right, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to punch Radioactive Man. So, and then I get rid of this. When you make a basic attack, discard a tough status card. All right, so I'm not going to discard the tough, but I am going to use this organic steel card just so I have a full one over here to replace that tough. That does 8 damage with overkill, so there's 7, 8. Then I'm going to spend this double resource here to pay for Steel Fist. Deal 5 damage to an enemy, and I'm going to discard a tough by... Do I actually discard a tough? I'll use a counter. Feels like I want to discard some toughs, though. I'm going to discard a tough this time. I'll discard the tough. I won't use the counter to stun and confuse. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stunned and confused. I love condition heroes, by the way. I mean, I know Steady and Stalwart have made a mockery of them, especially Stalwart. But yeah, I don't know. I love putting conditions on, especially in solo games. Tough, stun, confuse, great. Victor, good to see you out there, buddy. Victor says, this is early. Are you streaming later tonight? Yes, I am. Mary and I are streaming tonight. We are streaming the first scenario in the Mutant Genesis encounter, and then we're going to talk about what we think about the first scenario. We both already played it, but it'll be like an early impressions of the first thing. I still haven't played the second scenario, by the way, so I don't know anything about the second scenario. I'm actually waiting to play through it with my wife, which is kind of cool for me because as excited as I get about Marvel Champions, she's never shared in that excitement with me, so she's playing, which is why I've rushed through playing through these heroes so fast. I wanted to play who she wanted to play, which was Shadowcat. I wanted to play Phoenix, so we are just doing precons, and so I had to play through those two heroes fast last night when I got the stuff to and record those videos so they would be true first impressions, and then she and I are playing, so we're still on the first scenario ourselves. I'm hoping to beat it today and get into the second scenario, so that way I won't be spoiled if I read the comic or whatever tonight on the stream. So I'm super excited to see. I know nothing about the campaign past, like I've kind of in the back of my mind seen stuff as I was organizing it, but I haven't even looked through that. So I'm really trying to keep myself as spoiler free as possible. All right, well, I am done all of that, but we're about to lose this over here. Stupid Defense Network is over here still. We got stupid Immortal Claw here. Everything is stupid. Everything is stupid. So do I want to keep Polaris? I need thwarting, but I feel like I gotta have a better ally option in here. So I'm going to discard Polaris, and I'm going to draw 4, and please give me an ally that can thwart. Thank you, Nightcrawler. By the way, one of my favorite X-Men ever. So super excited to have when an X-Men character would take any amount of damage from an enemy attack, spend a lightning resource, and return Nightcrawler to your hand, prevent all of that. That's any X-Men character. So it's kind of like Hawkeye's signature ally, except this prevents it from any X-Men. You do have to spend a lightning for it also, but still. Shadow and Steel. This team up with Shadowcat. When an enemy attacks, prevent all that damage from the attack and deal 4 damage to the attacking enemy. Seems like a pretty good... Ooh! Speaking of thwarting, Professor X, what? I did not realize he was in here, but apparently he is. So force response. After Professor X enter play, choose one. Confuse the villain, stun a minion, or ready an X-Man character. At the end of the round, if Professor X is still in play, discard him. So he is very much like Fury, where he comes in, he does something, and then he goes away. Which makes me a little sad. 2 thwart twice or 3 thwart once, but he also would ready a character, so we'll see. Attached ally gets +3 hit points. That makes me lean toward Nightcrawler, although honestly I can't afford it either way. Yeah, we'll see which way we go with this. Alright, but first thing first, we have to add a threat. That immediately defeats this scheme. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play. Engage with the first player. And then we're going to advance. This has 0 on it. Oh, that was quick. Alrighty. Guard, tough. Wait a minute. Did that original guard, was that an armored guard too? Should they have had tough? Did I mess that up? Yup. I sure did. Well, I apologize for that. Already cheated. Yeah, I should have an armored guard in front of me. It is what it is. I don't even remember how I killed it. But, alright, so the boss has 2 less damage. Oops. Not 2 more damage. It's fine. Everything is fine. That's totally not how it works in real life, but we're going to pretend that's how it works. We'll just give 2 more life. Oh, no, it's not 2 life. Well, it is 2 life, because I would have plinked it off with my basic attack, and then I would have done whatever card I did to do extra damage. So it really was only 2 damage difference. Whatever. It is what it is. I'm calling it good with 2 damage difference. Okay. Where am I? Do. Oh, that wouldn't have worked because it was an overkill card. Yeah. That card doesn't have piercing, I don't think, either. Yeah, so I totally cheated. Totally cheated. Sorry. Well, that's why it's first play. Alright. Where are we? So I did that. Took care of the 1 threat. The villain is stunned, not going to attack me. Sadly, this little tough guy over here who just came into play will attack me, which would get rid of this, unfortunately. So I do have to use, well, I don't have to. I get rid of the tough, but that doesn't make any sense. So I will use this and ignore that. Okay. So I'm going to flip down, so I'm not as worried about this mercenary guard. So maybe this turn is a focus on threat. So I can confuse the villain, which they're already confused. Stun a minion, I don't really need to. Or ready an X-Man character. So here you go. I'm going to attack to plink off tough. Now I'm not doing that. I'm bringing Nightcrawler in, and that makes more sense, right? Just to get rid of tough. Is it worth it? Nah, I want Nightcrawler. Alright, so I'm going to spend 1, 2, 3 to put Nightcrawler into play. Nightcrawler is going to thwart for 2. I'm going to thwart for 1. So we're going to get rid of the Immortal Klaw. By the way, 2 threats should have been added to the scheme instead of 1. That would have been fine. It would have still gone over either way. So 1, 2, 3 though, we do get rid of the Immortal Klaw, which takes 10 hit points away from the villain. And Victor says, so the answer to your question is yes, we're streaming later tonight. And coincidence, I have Klaw on the table right now. I can stick around to have to watch Lord of the Rings, but I'll be back later tonight. Oh, I can't stick around. I have to watch Lord of the Rings. Oh, I have to. Nightcrawler and Beast are my favorites. Yeah, very cool. Maybe it's the blue. The blue is what does it. Mystique is a pretty good one too. I mean, she's just nasty. Like, the things she can do is just pretty ridiculous. All right, so we got Nightcrawler out. He thwarted. I thwarted. So that's a total of 3 thwart. Got rid of that. Nothing bad happens except Klaw loses his 10 hit points, right? Okay, so we got that done. Enemy is confused right now. We got a tough guard in front of us. I am going to flip down. And, oh, I do need to put a damage over here on Nightcrawler. And when I flip down, do I want to do this? I do have some free cards in this deck. You know what? I'm not going to do it this turn. It doesn't make sense. I don't think I have free cards that are good on this side. Victor says wife's orders to watch Lord of the Rings. All right, well, good luck, and I'll see you tonight, Victor. All right, so I am going to ready up. I am going to draw up, which gets me an extra encounter card, because it does. I had Bulletproof Protector. That might have done something, but let's go ahead and draw my last 3 cards, see where we're at. All right, so that is the end of my turn. Let's see the last cards that we didn't see. So a 2-cross upgrade, Titanium Muscles. Colossus gets +1 attack. That brings you up to 3. Nice. Exhaust this card to generate a fist resource for each tough status card on Colossus. Ooh! So that's 1 free, could be 2 free fist resources. Discard a tough status card to get yourself 2 tough statuses. We've seen that. Ooh, Iron Will. Haven't seen this one. Colossus gets +1 thwart. Here response. After a tough status card is discarded from Colossus, you get to draw a card. Ooh, wow. And don't forget, you do discard with this organic steel here. You just get to replace it on. And if I do that with bulletproof protector, then I get to draw 2 extra cards. Yeah, that seems good. Oh, and I have another bulletproof protector for another potential 2 extra cards. Powerful punch, attack defense when an enemy initiates attack. Okay, and we got Professor X. Whoa. Okay then. And all of that makes me real happy. All of it seems good. All right, we're gonna add 1 threat to the scheme. We're gonna have Claw be confused because Claw is confused. This armored guard here schemes for 0, which seems not very good. Then we're gonna flip 2 cards here. The villain schemes. So this just happened. All right, so it's gonna scheme for 2 plus another. Put the weapons runner in front of you. So 1, 2. When it gets to 8, I lose. So I'm gonna have to do some punching, or I'm gonna have to do some thwarting. Shadows of the past. Oh man, Colossus, you are seeing it all, buddy. All right. So let's look. Juggernaut will flatten you. 4 attack, 8 life, stalwart, tough. I mean, there's literally 0 chance I'm attacking this Juggernaut card. I mean, like, deal Juggernaut. This card's not great. When revealed, discard each tough status card from each friendly character. Place 2 threat here for each tough status card discarded this way. So it's 2 per player, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can discard, and then I could put 1 of them back in play. Oh, it's actually only 2 more. Is this person villainous? No. All right. So I'm going to discard my tough status card, which is fine. Because this is hero response, I can save it. I can't save it on this side. So not even an option. And then we will shuffle these, which are probably also like get rid of tough stuff. All right. Well, so bad things just happened there. I didn't like them. I didn't like them at all. I'd love to get rid of this 3 threat here so I can start working on the main scheme. I honestly don't care about the extra boost with all the tough that's flying around this game. I mean, I haven't taken the damage yet. So that's the thing. All right, we're going to do this to discard cards to get a Colossus card. Wait. Cards for until you get a Colossus card. All right, I just wanted to make sure. And what's this? After you change this form, shuffle a Colossus card from your discard pile into your deck. I have not done that the entire game. Should have been doing it. It's not a forced response, so I didn't have to do it. But that's a shame. All right, come on. Really? Okay. Organic steel. All right. So I'm flipping over, which gets me a tough. Let's start there. Then I want this in play. Iron Will. So I have to pay 2. I'm going to pay Powerful Punch. Professor X? Really? Confuse the villains, stun a minion, or ready an X-Man. I mean, I can't just keep taking these punches. So I almost feel like I have to put Professor X in. But I don't think I can afford to. Do I get rid of Organic Steel? That seems not wonderful. Alright, I'm getting rid of Organic Steel. I can get it back in my deck when I flip over. Alright, so that was 2. I'm going to put this in. Iron Will. Colossus gets +1 thwart. After a tough status card is discarded from Colossus, draw a card. So, I am going to Bulletproof Protector. Give your hero 2. I'm going to discard a card, discard 1 tough status to give myself 2. So that lets me draw a card because I discarded 1. All right, now I have a double resource. That seems good. All right, so now I'm going to put this double resource to put this. Not only does it give me +1 attack, but exhaust this card to generate a fist resource for each tough status card on Colossus. So I can generate a couple of... Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so I'm going to exhaust this to get 2 fist resources. This will be my 3rd resource to put Professor X in. With Professor X in, not yet. Not yet. So let's take all this back. Not ready for that yet. I'm going to have Nightcrawler. You know what? I'm going to have him take out the weapons runner. I just can't take all this plinky damage. That's the negative of tough. You really want to take big hits with tough. You don't want the 1 plinky damage. So that is the last damage for Nightcrawler. So Nightcrawler goes bye-bye. Then I am going to attack and knock the tough off of the armored guard here because sadness. Now I'm going to exhaust this for 2 because I have 2 tough statuses. And I'm going to discard bulletproof to put Professor X in. Professor X enters play. Choose 1. Confuse the villain, stun a minion, or ready an X-Man character. I'm going to ready myself, and then I'm going to punch for now 3 because of my plus attack, because of titanium muscles, to get rid of this guard. Now, what am I going to do with Professor X? I am going to scheme and get rid of this. I know it doesn't seem like a big deal. It's not really doing anything except protecting me from potentially saving the game if I need to. So, yeah, that had to go. Bye-bye. Response after tough status card is discarded. Yeah, so I don't have to exhaust for that. All right, so I'm going to ready up. I am going to draw all of my 4 cards. So I got Polaris, Perseverance, Armored Up, and another Perseverance. After you change form, get tough. Huh. Well, none of that seems great, so I guess I'm putting Polaris in next turn. I mean, depending what happens, of course. All right, so we've got 1 here on the main scheme. Then they're going to attack. Each of these boost cards is getting... and I'm going to just block with Professor X. No reason not to. I mean, yeah, I got the tough statuses, but whatever. Okay, all right, so... +2, +1, so it's actually +3, +2, so it's +5 boost. In addition to the 1 is a total of 6 because of this rampaging juggernaut. So 6 attack against Professor X, who just uses his mind to block all of it. But I had to discard him at the end of the turn anyway, so he served his purpose. Now Juggernaut's going to attack me for 4, which I don't like, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to lose a tough status. I'm going to use this to get my tough status back, discarding my organic steel. But after tough status card is discarded, I get to draw a card. So, boom. Hey, a double resource. More stuff that I don't really need. Yep. None of this is super useful right now. So maybe I flip down this turn and try to get a Colossus card, and who knows, maybe I get something that is not useless. Yeah, because I'm not real happy with how that turned out. There is 4 on the main scheme, though. That's the only problem. So I can thwart for 2 now. So flipping down isn't necessarily a death sentence, but it's not great. Well, let me put Polaris in. Oh, wait. I'm not even done. That was just Juggernaut attacking. I still need to take my encounter card, which would be good. This card gains Surge. Oh no. Force interrupt. When Whirlwind attacks you, resolve his attack against each other hero as well. Alrighty. Yeah, that is a plethora, shall we say, of attacks. So at some point, I'm just going to have to start punching the villain, I feel like. So attack for 3. That means in like 27 turns, this game will be over. I mean, maybe? Alright, so Polaris. After Polaris enters play, give an X-Men character the tough status card. I mean, I have 2 toughs. That doesn't really do anything for me. Alright, well, I'm just going to attack. 2 + 1 is 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to try to burn down the villain as fast as possible. Polaris is going to be 1, 2 plus 1 of these Perseverance to put in Polaris. I mean, honestly, I don't need the other 2 resources either. I can give myself... Oh! Give an X-Men character a tough status card. Well, she's an X-Men character, so she gets a tough status card. Alright, that's not the worst thing ever. Although, if she attacks now, then she loses her tough status. So you know what? I'm going to just keep her as a jumper for this turn. Because why not? All right, and then I'm discarding these two at the end of my turn. And I am drawing 4 cards and hoping for anything better. Ooh, X-Jet. Which is good early game. Ooh, Made of Rage. That is good. So this lets me put an X-Men ally into play from my hand. Great for bringing in Professor X or anybody, really. Exhaust it and they become the defender. Okay, so we're going to add 1 threat to the scheme. Then Klaw is attacking. So here's a question. Oh. Do I... So Made for Rage... Wait, why am I exhausted? I am not. Alright, Made for Rage. I'm going to be attacking for 3 plus 6 is 9. And then 2 more from Polaris. So, yeah, I'm blocking none of this. So I'm just going to take it. Boom, boom. So that is 5, 6, 7 boost on top of the 1. Is 8 damage. Well, thankfully I have a tough. Whenever I lose a tough because of this one, I draw a card. Steel Fist. Oh, more damagey damage. I like that. All right, now Juggernaut's hitting me for 4. I have a tough status card. That is going away, and I am drawing another card. Then Weapons Runner attacks me for 1. I will take 1 for the first time all game. Whirlwind attacks me for 2. I will take 2. Feel a little naked without tough. Oh! Wait a minute. I have to discard a tough status card to make this work. So, yeah. That isn't going to work this turn. Yes. That was an oversight on my side. No. So I do have Fists of Steel, which will do 5. I do 3. That's 8, 9, 10 out of the 11. Doesn't make me happy. Not even a little bit. By the way, I am 1 damage short with not a whole lot I can do about it. All right. Well, let's see what happens here. Could I have protected? I mean, no, there's too many attacks here. That's the problem. There's like literally no way for me to protect against all that. It is what it is. All right. Yeah, and I don't have toughs to deal with another round of attacks. And there's a lot of threat here. So yeah, this became a whole lot harder of a decision here. Oh, and the villain schemes, which might mean I lose here. So schemes for 2 plus another 2 is 4. Ah, guess what? No tough decisions. That's a loss. Bye-bye. Yeah, so let's get to final thoughts time, and let me know what you all thought as well. You know, you win some, you lose some, and if you're me, you just lose some. I'm not going to spoil any of my other games, so just know that this may or may not be my only loss of the games of these first place. So, final thoughts time. Man, Colossus is... all these heroes, they do such interesting things with. Colossus's big weakness is multiple little attacks to get rid of those toughs, plink them off. And you definitely see that in somebody like Klaw. We definitely saw Green Goblin or Ultron. All of those are really going to be a real pain for Colossus, as well as anybody with piercing as well. So, yeah. Those tough statuses are super powerful. 14 life plus 2 tough statuses means, I mean, I can't imagine there being a better protection hero in the game. You're going to have at least one of those steel things at the beginning to protect 2 of your tough status cards. When you get your upgrades that give you plus attack and plus thwart, one of them gives you resources for each tough status card, which is really strong. The other one lets you draw a card whenever you lose a tough status, which is also really strong. So yeah, a lot of fun combo-y stuff with Colossus. I love even the artwork. I'm looking at the card right now with all the bullet holes on it. I think it's hilarious. Like all these bullets are just bouncing off of him. He's just sitting there with his arms crossed. So if you want to see someone better playing Colossus, we will be playing tonight. Mary's going to be playing Colossus tonight. And so we're going to go against a new scenario, not an old favorite like Klaw. We are going to be going against the first one for Mutant Genesis, which is Sabretooth. So come back tonight to see us do Sabretooth. But Colossus, where does he fit in with this new set of heroes? They're all so different. I mean, it is amazing to me that we are how many cycles in now? We got all the Avengers. We had Red Skull. So we had the base game. We had Red Skull. We had the Guardians expansion. Then we had Mad Titan Shadow, which might have been the Guardians one. But there was another one in there as well. There was there's Mad Titans, and then there was, I don't know, but that's 2 different cycles. And then we had the Spider-Verse one, and now we have this one. So it's like 6 cycles in, and the fact that they're getting each hero completely different is really interesting. Nobody's played with tough status before. Somebody might now start playing with confused or stunned. Well, we've had condition heroes before. We've not had one that gets tough nearly as easily as Colossus, and we've definitely never had one that used status conditions to do different things in the game. So really neat, really unique design. They just keep knocking them out of the park. I tell you, these new heroes I do feel like might be a step up in power from some of the old ones. I say that having just lost a game on standard mode with Colossus, but I don't know. They all feel so strong and so good. I love the ability to add conditions. Colossus does that and plays with his own conditions and getting tough and stuff like that. Like I said, I think the biggest challenge Colossus faces is either piercing or a lot of mini attacks, like 1/1/1 plinky damage. But no, Colossus is super fun. I really enjoyed it. Goes along with all the other heroes. So again, check back. I already have on this channel Shadowcat playthrough. So if you want to see Shadowcat and my thoughts on Shadowcat, check that out. And then on the main YouTube channel, Saturday tomorrow, we're going to have 2 videos go up for that as well. We are going to have Phoenix go up, and we're going to have Cyclops go up. So we will have all 4 new heroes. Tonight we are going to go through, and actually tonight I might play Phoenix. So you might see a Phoenix Colossus team up tonight. So you may see one of the new heroes, get a little bit of a sneak preview of it as I'm doing that. But I already recorded my first impression video, so that's already taken care of. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye!